wheat bran?
Wheat bran, according to what was shared yesterday, it was about 98.1 per kg or per 50 kg.
Okay.
No. The wheat bran is 25 kgs.
Okay,
Yeah,
yes.
it's a 25 kg. Yeah, it's a 25 kg. Okay, I think that this is enough information, close to also the prices that I have, the market prices that I have. Yeah, so from this, we'll come up with one that will mix using the VVS premix, not as the way it is where they just maize meal. Looking at the maize meal, this cost will be very high. So we'll work this same macro pack, and that's the one that we're going to mix on Saturday. So with this, I'll be able to provide with you the formulations for VVS using these ingredients that you've given me here. Hello, Doc.
Yes, Chorwe. So, yes. So besides that now, how do we proceed? So since the diets
Yes,
have been, yes.
Yes, so now we have remained on my part on the home mixing options. Yes, we've looked at what is later available on the market and one that we're going to mix as a demonstration. And with these prices that they have given me, be able to formulate one diet from these raw materials that are here.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Unless we've got anything else, comments, feedback, questions, then we are almost there. Adam, you've got your hand is up.
I've got a question as well.
Yes, ma'am.
Can I go ahead?
Yes.
Okay, I've been having a bad network, but I just wanted to find out, is it possible now that you can demonstrate making computation for a home mixed feed compared to a already mixed feed to see the variance of the price? Is it possible? Thank you.
Okay, so let me just, so I think in one of the discussions with one of the farmers that, yes, we have methods that we can say we can use at the farm, but the Pearson square, yes, it is, but for very simple diets and not when you are trying to do commercial in the feed and so on. So if you're still able to see my screen, let me just show you something, what happens when you're trying to come up with the data. I don't know if you people are still seeing my screen. So it's not, it takes a bit of some time and a bit of work. So this is one of the softwares. So there are different softwares that I use to come up. Yes, the costing, we can do the costings, but we still need to formulate. So for example, if we use this software where a bit of work needs to be done because you need to enter a lot of information just for you to come up with that diet that we need. So for example, all these are different diets that we can pick from, and from that information that we enter in the software, we're able to come up with the diet that we need for our pigs. So I'm just trying to show you to say it's something we can do, but not right now. Yes.
Maybe I might have misunderstood, but I think Mr. Adam was asking about cost analysis, not the formulating side itself. I don't know. Maybe I'm the one who misunderstood.
I think the second question from the lady, she was asking on how to compute, how to mix the data.
Oh, okay.
And that's the zone I was explaining to say, from the options that we have so many work that have been done, tested from different formulators. So it's better, instead of us as a farmer, let's work much on the on the costings by exploring different options that we have than trying to formulate our own. It's better we go to people that are supplying these premixes, these macro packs to say, okay, with the premix that you have, what can you formulate for me? So it takes a bit of time and a bit of some work just to come up with the data that we need. So formulating, that's something I can say we can't do right now, but the costing, that's something we can do, because we can use the Excel sheets for costings, and I'll be able to share with you the Excel sheets on how to use when mixing your own feed. So I don't know if I've answered your question.
No, you haven't. No, you haven't, Shogun. I think yesterday there was a cost analysis to say what would be the cost of feeding one piglet or one pig from day one to the day that you sell it off. If you take an example from these guys that rear chickens, for example, broilers,
yes,
hybrid will say 400 broilers. You need starter so many bags, you need grower so many bags, you need finisher so many bags. So it would also be helpful if that guidance is given, now being applied to pigs. Thank you.
That can be done. Okay, then I didn't get your question, because your question was more or less like us formulating, making our own feed at home. But if you're talking about the feeding guide, or say how much feed do I need from starter all the way to the end, I think yesterday I showed you. Are you able to see my screen? What's on the screen? The feeding program.
Yes, we can.
Okay, so you've seen this feeding. So from this feeding program, let's do a simple exercise to see how much feed that we need. And from the how much feed that we need, we can do all those calculations. So if we look at the piglets, we say the first group, which is the crib feed, right? And from this, we can even come up with an Excel sheet. And I also mentioned to say I have an Excel sheet which has all the formulas where you just enter the number of piglets or the number of sows that you have. You're able to get the total amount of feed that you have. And when you update the costing, you're even able to get the total cost that you need to do. So that's something that you can do, and that is generated from the feeding guide. So as even the chickens, when we are making the feeding guide, showing you how much feed that you need, it's generated from the intake. So if you're able to say from this feeding guide, the type of the feed, crib feed. So we're saying from day 4, and we're saying from 4 weeks to 8 weeks of age, each piglet eats 0.5 kgs, right? Are you following, madam?
Yes, we are.
Yes, so now we're trying to find out how much feed we need, right? From the time these piglets start eating crib to the time we sell them at maybe at 110 kgs or at 70 kgs, depending at what stage we are slaughtering them. So let's say we are saying for crib feed, we are saying each piglet consumes approximate 0.5 kg, right? For crib feed. So we're saying crib feed 0.5 kgs, right? For one pig. That is for between 4 to 8 weeks till you win them. It's per pig is 0.5 kgs. So this 0.5 kgs times the number of
it's supposed to be 5 kg, not 0.5 kg.
Yeah, it's 5 kgs. That's approximate. So that's 5 kgs. Sorry, thank you for observation. So that's 5 kg per piglet. So that 5 kg per piglet times the number of piglets that you have. What number should we use, madam? So I say 5 kg per piglet.
Let's say 9. Let's
say
times
9 times 9 piglets, right?
I'm thinking for argument's sake, let's use because crib feed is sold in 25 kgs.
In 25 kgs,
so
yes.
In there, you'll be able to feed 5 piglets. So let's use 5 piglets, which we can carry on until they mature.
Okay, so if we say 5 piglets times 5 kg each, it gives us 25 kg for crib feed. Then comes to winner. for the winners. So for the winners, we are saying we have 5 piglets, and each winner consumes 1.5 kg. So 1.5 kg times the number of days. In 10 weeks, how many days are there? So we're saying 1.5 kg.
Assuming we win that what week? We're assuming they were winned at 8 weeks?
At 8 weeks, yes.
Then we'll have 2 weeks of winner.
Yes, 2 weeks of winner feed.
14 days.
14 days times 1.5 times 5
And
piglets.
5.
How many kgs of feed?
5 times 14
So 5 times 14 times 1.5.
105 kgs.
105 kgs of winner feed for 5 piglets. Then for grower feed, 5 piglets times the consumption per day. So I say between 2 kgs to 3 kgs. So we go with the maximum, right? Which is the 3 kgs per day. That's on the high side, so that we don't have a shortage at the end. So I say 3 kgs times. So we're saying from week 10 to week 16, right? So how many days are there from winner to grower that they'll be eating 1 kg per day according to our guide that we have? And you find that each feed company normally they would even provide like a guide that will tell you how many kgs they are eating per day, and it's from that would help you to do the computations on the total amount of feed that you need depending on the number of piglets that you have. So we're saying for pig grower feed, we're saying from week 10 to about to week 16. So let's say we go up to week 16. How many weeks are those? That's 6 weeks, right?
It's 7 weeks.
7 weeks, yeah. So 7 weeks, that's how many days?
49.
So 49 times 3 kgs.
That's 147.
147 kgs. Then for finisher, so even for finisher, we do the same. We're saying from week 16 to slaughter. So if we're saying we're slaughtering at week 19, we calculate the number of weeks that are there, and the number of days, then times the consumption per day. Then we're able to find how much feed that we need in that stage as well. So I don't know if this is clear how you come up with how you can do the calculations on the total amount of feed that you need depending on the number of piglets that you have.
It is clear.
Okay, let me just see if anyway with the template, I'll still share the template that has like all the information where you just even shows you the amount of feed that you need. So normally when you are calculating the total amount of feed that you need, you look at the number of the sows. The number of the sows normally to show you to say approximately, will not say maybe. In most cases, your sows will give you between maybe 10 piglets, 8, 6, 7. Piglets for argument's sake, you're able to calculate the total number of feed that you need maybe for the whole cycle at your farm. So normally it's number of piglets or the number of pigs that you have at that particular stage of production. So does that answer your question, madam?
It does, but like you're saying, kindly share the template. It does give some some inroads on
Yes,
how
I
to
might have.
calculate.
Oh, all right. All right, Doc. I don't know if there's further questions.
Let's see. I can't see any hand. I hope that really helps. For people who've been asking. But maybe if I can ask the participants, those who are actively in pig production, the number of piglets that you win, does it really affect your profitability if you win a smaller number or a bigger number of piglets? I've seen some farmers whereby they're winning 5, some are 10. I was thinking if you've got a standard number, like you don't make it like below 10. If you make it below 10, those that are winning 5, I tend to think maybe profitability is compromised. Maybe can't you come up with a standard number of piglets that you win? Does it really affect your profitability? Does it really matter whether they win 17 piglets, 10, 5? Because I tend to think a sow has got a standard amount it has to feed, 2 kg, then the extra is for piglets. Can that really help to improve profitability in your enterprise? Elizabeth, you've got your hand up.
Yes, Doc. Would love to win larger numbers because that means even your profitability goes up. But I think the factors we've been talking about, the fact that sometimes you have a large litter, they are born quite okay. And you find you've given the litter guard, you've given everything that is needed, the vaccines, everything that the mother wants. The major number one major problem we face as farmers is the diarrhea.
Okay.
Like now, I'll give an example. I have piglets that were born 5 days ago. But about 2 days ago, just at the point where we're cutting the tails and giving the iron, they started diarrhea. So you are forced to start treating them because it means you have to do the injectables. Actually, sometimes even the one you pump in the mouth, the spectral guard, you find is ineffective. Sometimes it doesn't work. Those children continue to die. So the whole idea is, if you can manage that diarrhea, it is the number one problem that we face as farmers. Then it means that the chances of having more piglets surviving to the winning stage is high. Even at the winning stage, as you are changing their feed then as well there, you find sometimes just that change of feed will cause diarrhea. Even there, you have to be ready with your injectables. But once they get into the grower stage, then they are able to handle the diarrhea as well. So it's at the infancy when they are born and after, as they are winning, that's why we lose a number of them. And that's why we actually end up losing money, because you would have spent money looking after the mother, looking after her, and then she gives birth. And then the larger numbers that survive are better for you. But you find they are dying. And you even know when you calculate that I've run at a loss or I'm just above sea level, as we call it, you are just surviving.
Yeah, it's true. Okay,
yes, Doc, yeah.
I've understood. Okay, thank you.
One question.
Yes. Hello?
Yes, you can go ahead.
Okay, I want to respond to the question that you asked, that would it be good if like you had the specific number of pigs that you win? If you win, like those who win 5, doesn't it affect the business? I want to give a practical example, like what happens at our farm. When we do the farm budgeting, we do the budgeting at 7 pigs. Each sow should at least produce 7 piglets. So what will happen? There are some sows where you win up to 10. Then there are some sows, maybe, as she has said, the diarrhea problems which come with the farm. They will die, probably you win at 5 piglets. Then those that are winning above, they compensate for those few numbers. That's in my farm. That's what usually happens. So you find one sow will win 10, another one will win 8. maybe there will be 2 or 1 that will win 5. So the excess from the other group will compensate for that number. Thank you.
All right. Okay. Well noted. Thank you for that comment. Okay, so Cholo, do you consider that when you're advising farmers, like the numbers, maybe they are critical when you're winning, at least make sure you have this number from each sow?
Yes, anyway, also just from my observation, as she has said, I've seen there's one farm in Chamba Valley somewhere there that they have this very, very good sow. So what happens, it gives, sometimes they win even up to 13 piglets. And when they win them, the growth rate compared to the ones that they would win maybe just 5, 6, you'd find that the other sows where they're winning and less piglets, you find that the growth rate tends to be very fast. By the time they reach grower finisher, the one that they're doing maybe 13, sometimes even 14, because that's how it gives even up to 16 piglets. You'd find that in most cases there's a bit of stunted growth, and the growth rate in general is slightly lower than the ones that they win less piglets. So now if you try to do the math in terms of the weights, when they reach the market target weights, you'd find that I'm sure the ones that they would win a lot of piglets in terms of the growth rate, which was slow, they're eating the same amount of feed, but tend to grow a little bit slow. But anyway, that's something that's only on one farm that we've observed. If someone has something like that, maybe that's when we can conclude. But that's also we know that it comes with the different factors, but that's also just one practical thing that I've seen in one of the farms in Chamba Valley.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Doc. Hello?
Yes, go ahead, please, with your comment.
I think it's not, we are dwelling so much on diarrheal diseases. The other thing that I've seen is the lack of milk at the initial stage from the sow. So you find that you can have a lot of mortality because the piglets are not receiving enough cholesterol.
Oh, okay. They are not receiving enough milk from the mother, isn't it?
You can supplement, at times you fail. So I don't know, I was trying to find out, is it okay when a sow is about to farrow, maybe you start feeding it on lactating feed so that it has enough milk at the time when it will farrow?
I think Cholo, you want to come in?
Yes, Doc. In fact, if you look at the most, what is recommended for most feed companies for the lactating sow, they advise to say at least few days before it first. So the first thing, at least you have to make sure that even from the time before you service it, make sure that it's in good shape. The board shape, the board score, make sure that at least the weight, it has very good weights, per se, it's in good condition before you service it. And you'd find that when you service it, when it's bad condition, you'd find that by the time it's about to farrow, yes, quite all right, you're giving all these other feeds, but if you look at the lactating sow feed, it's very nutritious diet, very close to the creep feed. So what you're also doing there, at least few days before it follows, it's important to introduce the lactating sow feed. And I think that's the recommendation for most feed companies, which they would say 5 to 3 days, 6 days before it follows, introduce the lactating feed so that you're able also to push the other nutrients that the pig might be lacking towards following.
Yeah, then also to comment on that, you know, I think in pig production, most of the traits, physical traits, they are